Average Canadian rent has shot up 32% since pandemic low. This chart has a couple of data points on it showing the progression rental prices have taken over the past couple of years. Before the world went crazy, you can see that the average price of a rental unit in Canada sat at $1,765 in April 2019 and dipped down about 6 to 6.2% in April 2021 and have climbed pretty steadily to an average price of $2,188 where we're currently sitting today. My name is Trey, folks, and I'm a realtor here in Toronto in the Greater Toronto Area who helps people just like you make plays in our real estate market. If you would like to find out how we could work together, or if you have any questions at all about the real estate market here in the GTA, please feel free to book a time to chat with me directly by using that first link down in the description below and pick a time that works with your schedule. Also, if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you find value from these types of videos, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, let's get back to the content. Not only are we going to be doing a quick breakdown of the Canadian rental market today, we will also be going over a recent report that was conducted by the Bank of Canada. So the Bank of Canada recently came out with their Financial Stability Report, formerly known as the Financial System Review. The basis of this report is to assess the resiliency of Canada's economy and to identify certain risks that could undermine its stability. Tiff Macklem, who is the governor of the Bank of Canada, said that the report focuses in particular on risks that evolve with developments in the economy. We look at risks that could lead to system-wide stress in 4 key sectors. Now, those 4 key sectors are households, businesses, banks, and non-bank financial institutions such as pension funds, insurance companies, and fund managers. For the purposes of this video, we will be focusing on the household sector of the Canadian economy since they've been flagged apparently in the Financial Stability Report. It doesn't matter if you're a renter or if you own your own home. The cost of shelter has increased a ton over the last 24 months. Quick side note, the report did, however, find that renters are experiencing the biggest increase in financial stress and are coming in short and missing auto and credit card payments at levels that are beyond the norm. So without further ado, let's hop into the actual numbers for the rental report for April 2024 to see how those look and to see which markets performed the best and which markets performed the worst in April 2024. Urban Nation does a great job at compiling rental stats across the country and puts them into a clean graph for us, so shout out to them. Across the 35 different markets that they studied, they found that average asking rents in Canada increased almost 9%, 8.8% month over month when looking back to March 2024 and 9.3% in comparison to April 2023. What's crazy here is that many people throughout the Greater Toronto Area were absolutely freaking out about this report due to the opening statement and with what the common news outlets had released. But if you take a closer look at Canada's more expensive urban markets like Toronto and Vancouver, rental rates actually ease ever so slightly in these markets. Toronto was seen to have an average rental rate of $2,460 for a 1-bedroom apartment in April 2024, which was down slightly by 0.5% when compared with March 2024, a month prior, and down 2.7% versus April 2023 for a yearly approach. They were also the 3rd most expensive market out of the 35 reported. Vancouver, however, they were the 1st most expensive market across Canada, and they also had less pressure on their yearly rental rates as prices were seen to fall 5.1% to an average of $2,646 for a 1-bedroom apartment. No doubt these numbers are still pretty expensive in the grand scheme of things, but there are some other markets on this list out of the 35 in Canada that have experienced insane year-over-year growth in the rental department. Saskatoon, Calgary, and Kingston were all up in the 8% range year-over-year, but the one that shocked me the most was Edmonton, Alberta, believe it or not. They saw a 16.4% increase to the price of 1-bedroom apartments when comparing April 2023 with April 2024. Looking back to the Financial Stability Report from the Bank of Canada, there's no doubt again that some people are falling behind on their credit card payments or are carrying a balance of 80% or more on their cards while missing car payments. Wages increase around like 3% per year and rental rates are increasing at rates well above that number in many cities across Canada, which gives you, at the end of the day, the perfect storm for financial stress in individuals if they're not able to increase their income. This chart highlights highlights average asking rents in purpose-built rentals and condos in Canada's larger markets. For those of you who don't know, a purpose-built rental is a style of housing that is built specifically for long-term rental accommodations, and it's becoming increasingly popular for developers and builders these days. I would also like to add that this style of unit is always going to have a price tag that's a little more elevated in comparison to a regular condo building that you would rent from an individual landlord, and that's for the brand new buildings with the toys and all the sweet amenities. I'm not referring to a really old apartment building here. And that concludes today's video. Thank you as always to everyone, especially if you made it through the entire thing. I really do appreciate you. Again, I hope you found value from today's episode, and if you have any questions, be sure to hit me up. You know where to find me. Remember to trust the process and fall in love with your journey.